We have our classes are split into two kind of different categories. We have lectures whereby everyone in the same year and doing the same class will be in one big hall, and you just listen to a lecture and you just take notes about what they're saying. And then we also have seminars that happen once or twice a week, which is whereby about 15 or 20 students will get together and they'll be with their teacher and they'll go through what they've learned, and that's where the essays go into, and if you do any presentations, that's where they go into as well. And if you have any issues, that's the tutor that you go talk to. So that's quite good. Also with regards to homework, you guys have a lot of busy work that you do constantly all the time, whereas we have more of an independent study. So we have less work but more big chunks of it. So you have to plan yourself. You can either do it right at the start and get it all done, you can take your time over it and do it in sections, or you can, if you're the person that wants to do it at the last minute, you can do that as well.
They're very discussion centered. A lot of times professors will ask questions and you have just a really big in-class discussion. Over in England and in Wales, it's very much lecture based. There's not a whole lot of discussion going on. You'll be in class twice a week and it'll just be a professor with a straight lecture, and maybe twice in the semester, depending on how the professor wants to set it up, you will have a seminar for about an hour or two where you will have an in-class discussion and get a chance to ask questions and get feedback from the professor and with other students.
I would say the biggest difference is that they're not at a set time every week. You usually have a big lecture hall with a bunch of people, and then at a different time during the week you'll have a tutorial, and that's taught by kind of like a teaching assistant, and that's broken down. There's only 25 people in that, and they kind of go over the lecture of what the professor just said. They break it down, they answer questions, they'll collect your papers and that type of thing. So it's just a little bit different, and that you don't have a class with the same professor at the same time 3 days a week like we're used to here.
In Chile, for example, the classes that were down there for the intensive program, those classes are just taken with UNI students, so you don't have to be with any Chilean students, which was kind of nice because it wasn't intimidating by any means. And you're with native Chilean professors. And then the semester-long courses are a little bit more for advanced Spanish speakers, and so I was with full Chilean students, and the class sizes were very big. I'd say there were probably 40 to 50 students, so I definitely had to, I didn't blend in because I was probably the lightest skinned person around, but I definitely had to pay attention in class. I was with younger students actually, that were more like freshmen and sophomores, so I just had to really pay attention and kind of keep up with them. And in Costa Rica, the classes are with a lot of American students because they're also classes that are designed to intensify your Spanish. So those courses were very, I guess, fun because they were smaller sizes. The professors, we did a lot of different activities, so it was actually very enjoyable.
Well, obviously in England, you have London, which is the main point, and you could do absolutely anything you want there. In Scotland, where my university is from, Stirling, we have even in England, we have the castles. You can go see the history if you want to do that. We have the forest and the nature side of stuff, so if you want to go, if you like to do that, you can do that. We also have things like you guys have here, like cinemas. We have restaurants. We have theatres. We have clubs and shows. So we have everything that you have as well. But even if you just go into Europe, one of the main things that I would say that you guys don't necessarily have that we do have is the history, and the culture. Even if you just go to different parts of Europe, each one has its own culture and its own history, and I think that's quite nice.
And you mentioned the nightlife a little bit. Can you elaborate a little bit on the differences between English and European nightlife as opposed to the US?
Our drinking age is a little bit younger than you guys. We can drink at the age of 18. And our nightlife, I think it's slightly bigger than here. You guys are quite casual with your nightlife. You go to a couple of bars and that's it. You normally go on a Friday or a Thursday or a Saturday. Whereas back at home, they normally have deals for students during the week. So there's deals for cheap entry and cheap drinks. And it's a big thing for us. If you go out, you're getting dressed up. You're putting on your heels, you're putting on your dresses, you're doing your hair, you're doing your makeup. And clubs will let people in if they're dressed up. If a guy turns up in shorts and flip-flops, you're not they won't let you in. So it's a big thing for us because it's a big social thing as well.
We traveled a little bit just in Wales itself. We went to a nearby town of Gower where they have really, really good ice cream. So we walked on the beach there and just did a lot of walking. We also went to the Gower Peninsula for a day, and we went and swam in the ocean and played on the beach for a little while, and during the week, we go out at night. We never went out on the weekends because the prices were much higher than during the week. We kind of utilized the drink specials in town.
I would say the most fun we had was when we would just go on weekend trips. People would just rent a car and we would decide where we were going. We usually booked a hostel beforehand, but we didn't have a good idea of what we were doing. Jump in the car, go to the grocery store, grab snacks for the weekend, and then just traveled. We stayed in different hostels, met different people, kind of adventurous, just explored different towns, did kind of the hiking and the nature that they had available, discovered just the people, met locals, met other people that were traveling in the hostels, so that was a cool experience. And then the nightlife was just fun. There's this place right on the beach called Barney's, and it's just packed after every rugby game. There's tons of students there, international and South African, and there's just a lot of places to go and have fun. And a lot of places that are close that you just take a cab to, and then at the end of the night you call a cab and you're picked up, and it's really safe.
I always had something to do every day. I think that's the fun and exciting thing about being abroad, is that everything is new. So the city is new, the places you travel to are new. It's not like just going to Des Moines or Cedar Rapids or something like that. Everything is unfamiliar. And so around town there's lots of different things. I actually just love to be outside, walk around town, just enjoy the sunlight and the nice weather. And I think I loved doing shopping when I was abroad. Of course, I loved going and having tea time and having dinner with other people. Of course, I loved to go out at night too and go dancing and just kind of see the different culture that has to offer in Latin America.